What's up, motherfuckers? Chris Hollowicki coming at you with a new. Well, actually, this is a this is a different type of video. Today we are checking out, or I am responding to a response video that popular Romanian YouTuber V did for something that I ranted about on Facebook on both the Comicsgate and Gamergate Facebook groups. Two different ones, and Not Your Shield and some other Comicsgate group. But yeah, he challenges me and my thoughts, but I don't think he doesn't get the 360 of what I'm thinking. I agree with him about a lot of stuff, so I just say the easiest way to do this, instead of me making a big video about it, maybe I'll just respond to it live after a few drinks, and we'll see if I want to upload it. Sound good, guys? Let's watch it. Boom! I missed, but it's easier to edit it this way anyway, so. Very upsetting.
Today we're going to be talking about a controversial issue. It's like the Mundane Man's videos, you know, where he talks about some controversial shit, but I will actually take a side. Like, I'm not going to be the faint sitter and go like, oh, well, I can see this guy's point of view, but I can see the other guy's point. No. I am a hardliner. I know exactly what I want, and I know what my opinion is, and this is what I'm going to give you. So we're going to be talking about James Gunn, or whatever, right? So this guy was the director of the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. Did you guys see the Guardians of the Galaxy movies? I thought they were okay. Not too good, not too bad. I like the first one better than the sequel. But anyway, right, so he was caught.
They were both great.
Sending tweets from 2009, 2013, right? Very interesting tweets. A little bit disturbing in my opinion, right?
Sure.
Obviously you can dismiss them as jokes, but you do see as you place them all in front of you, as you take all these tweets and you place them in front of you, you do see that they're a little bit disturbing, because he constantly mentions little boys in these jokes, right? So for instance, the Expendables was so manly, I fucked the shit out of the little pussy boy next to me. Boys are back in town. Tell your
I've got a little
older
pussy boy
laughing,
next to me,
thinking
too.
of me, Fabio, he'll appreciate it when older. About to vomit as I'm stuffed with a tough and eggplant. I'm Louis Anderson. My ass out of just the fat, not the little boys. I'm doing a big Hollywood film adaptation of The Giving Tree with a happy ending. The tree grows back and gives the kid a blowjob. So you kind of start to notice a little bit of trend in his humor. You notice that the motif of little boys keep popping back up.
Alright, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 out of 30,000 tweets. 30,000. Okay. 15 out of 30,000. Going back to the if you let's say a fraction of the 30,000 of his tweets were jokes and not just business related, you would not go back to that 15 times. Does that really honestly sound like evidence? I'm a little skeptical.
Normally, right, under normal circumstances, I would say the guy shouldn't be fired. I think the guy is a piece of shit, but I don't think that this.
I don't think he's a piece of shit.
I think the guy should be watched. You know, I think that the guy should be monitored, because his statements are a little bit disturbing. Especially, we know that in Hollywood there might be a little bit more of the Me Too magic.
I think my face is being stretched out side to side.
So you know, like, it's very disturbing. But I managed to learn how to disassociate the art from the artist, right? All I care is, can this guy produce good movies? But with that said, this is under normal circumstances. However, I am extremely happy that this guy got fired. Like when this guy got fired, there was a smile on my lips. I was happy, right? And this is where the controversy starts because some people are upset that this gentleman got fired, and they're bringing, it's like, well, what are you talking about? What are your moral standards, right? And other people like myself are very happy that this guy got fired. I'm like, good, good. So let's see the people who are unhappy. This
Oh.
is the Facebook group Comicsgate.
No, let me just say before we even bust into this that I understand people who are laughing at James Gunn for people who supported Roseanne and then James Gunn supported her getting fired. And now people are celebrating him getting fired, but it's not a step in the right direction, and that's the main point about it. It doesn't matter if he has the wrong ideas, but we'll get into it. We'll get into
Right?
it.
And it's basically this guy saying that
It's
Ethan
bothering
Van
me that the
Schreiber
ratio,
thinks,
like
James Gunn
my
is a
face
terrible
is not
person
this
for making
wide.
faceless jokes about pedophilia, but at the same time he also talks about how much he loves Milo Yiannopoulos, who did essentially the same thing. Now I've defended both Gunn and Yiannopoulos' right to tell jokes, the right to offend. I chalk that up to the fact that I'm not a tribal hypocrite with selective outrage. I also
Let me just say that when I typed that, I've actually went back and edited the original post. You're only seeing a screenshot of that on the Gamergate group. I don't think EVS, Ethan Van Schreiber, was being tribal or hypocritical. It was just the first hint of inconsistency that I had an inkling coming from him. Jesus Christ. I should do this sober. But yeah, I just thought that EVS, like, he seemed to like take a lot of glee in the James Gunn thing, and I'm just like, yeah, I said this stuff about the Milo to him. I've talked to him since, not talked to him like me and him are buddies, but I spent $10 in super chats to get to the bottom of it, and he actually gave me good answers. So I just want to make sure that I don't think EVS is a tribal hypocrite. Just putting that out there.
recognize that the further pussification of our society is just one more step towards the death of comedy
Goddamn
and
is.
the rise of tragedy.
Yes.
The fact that I see conservatives that have been railing against outrage culture and political correctness celebrating such an obvious step in the wrong direction is disturbing. If you think people should be fired over jokes or you hold Daba Waba standards, you are part of the problem and have just
Forfeited.
Yeah, me not speaking English. Forfeited your right to complain about this shit when it.
If you live in Schaumburg and own a vehicle, don't miss a special offer from Jordan's Auto Repair.
Are you
Get
fucking with me?
It happens to somebody that you like. And as we can see, it's unfortunate that the moderator turned off commenting for this post. I disagree. Who did this? Who did this to you, Chris Holowicki? Who did this? Show me
Nobody.
the moderator who did this. I'll have words.
It's not important.
So basically, as you can see, there's people who are defending Milo. There's people who are saying that this guy is going to get banned. How many conservative actors have been fired for much less? So this is like one of the arguments, right? Why is it okay, like conservative actors getting fired? So why shouldn't this guy get fired? This is like one of the things. But
It's not okay. It's not okay that anyone's
that
getting
James
fired
Gunn
over jokes.
got fired, like him personally. Okay, not about tribalism. Not about because he's part of the left. No, I am happy that he personally got fired. Right? And the reason I am happy is because he said this in a recent tweet.
Let me just hit the brakes right there, buddy. Okay. The Roseanne situation is different from the James Gunn situation is because the James Gunn jokes was from around the time he was working with Trauma Films, who are extremely politically incorrect, gross out humor. and it's from a decade ago, and he cleaned up his act, and he's been a class act while working with Mickey Mouse. While on the other hand, ABC, this is Disney and ABC's fault, by the way. This isn't Roseanne's fault, because Roseanne was just being Roseanne. ABC and Disney came up to Roseanne and say, "Hey, we know that you're a loose cannon on the fucking internet. Come make a show with us, and we're not going to tell you to stop your Twitter or do stop any of your fucking nonsense." Like, the joke that got Roseanne fired, like, I felt like the Planet of the Apes joke paled in comparison to what she was saying about Jeff Soros, or no, Jeff Soros. Well, what she was saying about fucking crazy Holocaust conspiracies and stuff about like 8-year-olds turning in other Jews and stuff, like totally baseless, crazy claims. The holy shit, what happened? What? Anyway, yeah, if ABC hired Roseanne for who she was and then fired her for doing what she was gonna do, and what they expect her to do, they should have vetted her. They should have told her that, hey, stop doing this shit on the internet. James Gunn wasn't doing this shit when he got fired. He's getting fired and double jeopardy pre-crime. Or not pre-crime, but double jeopardy. He's already talked about this shit when during the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie, and now all of a sudden now Disney has a problem with it. That's fucking bullshit. Fuck that.
On 29th of May, okay, incredibly recent, like 2018. Just this is not like, maybe he changed his mind. He tweeted something in 2003 and up till now he changed. No. This is like extremely recent. And he tweeted, "I wish some of these so-called defenders of liberty would start to understand what freedom of speech is and isn't. Roseanne is allowed to say whatever she wants. It
Roseanne.
That the ABC network needs to continue funding her.
It's Roseanne.
If her words are considered abhorrent." Okay? Thank you, James Gunn. Really, really good lesson that I have learned here. Okay? This man does not wish to be saved. Okay? Like, let him be a martyr. Let him, stand to the convictions that he's standing by.
The fucking
He
sun's
believes
coming
that
out.
if you make bad, tasteless jokes, if you say things that are tasteless, you should be fired. Therefore, is it wrong for me to assume that when it happens to him, he's not going to complain? Would I not be a retard if I were to try to help him out? Would I not be a piece of shit if I interfere with this guy's moral crusade on making sure that people get fired for poor, tasteless jokes? I mean, there's even a petition
Do you understand?
to rehire James Gunn.
Do you understand the difference, though? You gotta understand that the difference is jokes. Like, here, there's an example I've been using with everyone, is the movie The Toxic Avenger 4, which has not only jokes that are just as gross as the ones that are been throwing in James Gunn face from his past, but way fucking worse, way more offensive. And you know who else? Like, James Gunn makes a cameo appearance in that movie for one scene. So he's signing off on that humor. He also made Tromeo and Juliet. I never watched that one. But you know who else is in Toxic Avenger 4? Stan Lee, the guy who made all these comic book characters. So by this logic, if this humor is no good anymore, and James Gunn is getting kicked off of the MCU movies, all those Stan Lee cameos should be ripped right the fuck out too. Based on this new fucking logic where jokes are not jokes, and jokes should be taken seriously, and we should be like fucking ousting everyone. And see, the thing about this, it's not political for me either. Like, I'm a social liberal according to political compass tests, I land right around the area that I think I land right in between The Amazing Atheist and Atheism is Unstoppable. I've looked at their political compasses. I land like right there, but it's not about anything. Like I was fucking pissed when $1 Million Stream got taken off of the air because that was something that I fucking liked, and now it's gone. Excuse me. I didn't agree when Roseanne was taken off of there because I'm just like, shit, ABC, just take away her Twitter. Don't just cancel the show and salt the earth of the fucking thing because you had something good going there. And I don't fucking agree with the firing of James Gunn because it's another thing. This is another thing just like $1 Million Stream. This is something that I like that's being ruined. Guardians of the Galaxy was my favorite MCU movie, even though I never read any Guardians of the Galaxy comics until that movie came out. I'm a Marvel guy, but I'm like X-Men. I gotta fucking, you see that cat on top of those comic book boxes? Yeah, I have hundreds of comic books, thousands. I have so many fucking books. And James Gunn was he fucking was nailing it. He got me interested in IP that I gave no fucks about before. And now, and he was also supposed to overlook the future of the MCU, which I don't think you care as much about the MCU than I do, but I'm like 33 years old, and I don't got a lot of shit to look forward to. I gotta go to work, and I gotta buy cat food, and I get to watch YouTube videos. So, what the fuck? Now, this fucking crusade against, pointing fingers, I don't care what side he's on. I don't care if he has the wrong opinion. I don't care what the fuck James Gunn does. I just want something got ruined for me because of this fucking moral outrage police, and that's why. That's where I'm coming from. It doesn't matter if James Gunn deserves it. It matters because it fucking is ruining shit that I like. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue.
And look how many anti-Gunners, anti-Jameses have signed this petition. 262,000.
I signed this petition.
405 people that do not want to allow James Gunn to have the world that he wants to create. That he personally wants to create. Maybe, you know what I think? Maybe the guy wants to lead by example. Maybe he wants to champion the cause by, him showing that, look, there should be no exception when I do it. And therefore, it should be a principle. Whenever someone makes a joke, they need to get fired.
No, it's that James Gunn is wrong,
with,
and just because
the saying,
we need to be bigger than the James Gunns.
By the sword. Have a taste of your own medicine.
Yeah, he deserves it. He deserves it. But I am suffering because of it. I don't deserve this.
That people
I don't deserve this.
Just to make sure that actions such as these don't happen. Like, if you're a person that's enforcing a culture where you advocate for people that make jokes to get fired, should you really be rescued when it's happening to you? Like, this is my question. Like, how are these people ever going to learn? How are these people ever going to get the message that what they are doing is bad if it never affects them? Why are they like a higher class of people that live above the common pleb that the law...
All right, and is James Gunn the target? Is he the guy who deserves the blunt fucking force of this fucking culture war? James Gunn is the problem. Who the fuck cares what James Gunn thinks? If James Gunn was 100% pro-Trump crazy, I wouldn't give a fuck. Wouldn't give a goddamn motherfuck. I would still go and see those Guardians of the Galaxy movies. I don't care. I don't care about his politics. If he keeps making movies that I like, if he keeps pumping out a chain that I like, isn't that the point? Isn't that the point of all this fucking shit? It's like the politics, their personal opinions don't matter. And if you don't like James Gunn ranting about how he doesn't like Trump on Twitter, hey, don't fucking follow him on fucking Twitter. Who gives a shit? I don't give a shit what any of these people say. I don't care about your fucking politics. I really, I don't care what other people think. I'm the only one with the right ideas in this world, and you guys really need to get on page because I'm the only one that's right. I'm more right than James Gunn. I'm more right than your mom and dad. Get with it and start listening to me.
Just do not apply to them. Who got them to be the people that make the rules for the game that everyone else is playing, but they don't play it? You know, because here's my 2 cents on this. This is not just to punish James Gunn, even though every second that James Gunn is upset, I'm happy. Do you understand this? Okay, I just want you to get the picture that his suffering brings me satisfaction, right?
It's kind of funny. I could sympathize with you.
I know how difficult it is to be fired in today's economy, and him wanting people to be fired makes him, in my opinion, a piece of shit. So when it happens to him, it gives me satisfaction. Now let me explain something to you, right? It's not about his suffering. It's the fact that maybe, just maybe it's wishful thinking, but his friends in Hollywood, his co-workers, other people around him, noticing that the weapon that...
You gotta be fucking with me. Another commercial? Get out of my face. It's gonna be the dumbest video I've ever made.
Can be used against them, are going to stop promoting this culture. Maybe
yes.
They're going to think, you know what? If we keep getting people fired over jokes, holy shit, we're entertainers at the end of the day. You know, and maybe we also said some bad shit in the past. Maybe we should stop promoting. Huh?
Too late. We've already opened up Pandora's box. So, congratulations. Everyone's so excited that Disney is buying Fox. So we're gonna get a fucking X-Men movie. And you know what? Everything's gonna be directed by Ron Howard from now on. Because we're contributing, like, everyone cheering on James Gunn getting fucked over for making edgy jokes that no one cared about 10, 20 years ago. Toxic Avenger 4, more offensive than his jokes that came out in 2001. Stanley, James Gunn. Stanley's got to go if James Gunn goes. That's how you feel about it. But look at this. We're fucked. Everything's going to be exactly like Solo, a Star Wars movie. Just these safe bets. Safe bets. No creative, no weirdos. Just James Gunns aren't going to be involved anymore. Nobody cool is going to be involved. Welcome to the Ron Howard-averse of the future.
By the way, fun fact. Did you know this is the magic of Me Tooism started happening? Hollywood is a little bit less feminist. A little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit less feminist. Did you notice how many people working in Hollywood have been outed up as being rapists? And all of a sudden, when that happens... is the last time you heard about listen and believe and we should listen to the victim and blah, 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 huh? Because I haven't heard it for a while coming from Hollywood. It's almost as if the people who make the rules, the moment you apply the rules to them, they calm the fuck down and they realize, okay, hold on. We have to play this game as well. You know, maybe we shouldn't make for all the social...
Is the guy who you find out is being a pedophile the one who's making joke tweets about pedophilia to thousands and thousands and tons of thousands of people? Or is it the Jared from Subway? Or the guy who played the dad and was it that show Seventh Heaven? Nobody suspect that guy. It's always the guy you least suspect. Was it there's some like pretty boy on that show Glee? He got caught. He killed himself after getting caught with inappropriate, kiddie stuff. No, they're not James Gunns. They're not the. Very rarely, it's not the guy you most expect. It's the creep that you least expect. It's like Cannibal Corpse. I want to use this thing because I challenged Ethan Van. No, I didn't challenge him, but I said, Ethan Van Shiver, like, what'd you think? Have you ever seen Toxic Avenger 4? He's like, I saw Toxic Avenger 1, and I thought that was very, like, a lot of mental illness in it. Like, why would you, like, hurt a disabled kid? Or, like, why would you hurt people and do all this horrible stuff? And I'm just like, oh, Ethan must not be a fan of Cannibal Corpse, I'm assuming, and I am, and tons and tons of fucking people are, too. But we're not all, there's nothing wrong with us for liking dark humor. And the people who are members of Cannibal Corpse writing those fucked up lyrics, like, you could say it now. Now we're entering a stage where, like, oh, Cannibal Corpse, they have a song called "Fucked with a Knife." So that means, oh, so you wanna stab women in their vaginas with a knife, and no, it's absurdist. It's over the top. It's just, you don't get it. It's dark humor. It's dark humor. It's no indication that James Gunn is a bad dude.
Changes that we're asking for, because maybe they're going to be used against us, and we realize that the social changes we're making are kind of unfair. You know, they're very unfair, but we thought the plebs are the ones that are going to have to follow them, not us. By the way, there is a reason in Western civilization we live under a state of law, right? Because the idea is that even the person who makes the law, like even the guy in the Senate or the Parliament, the MP, whatever you're having in your country, right? When he makes a legislation, it also applies to him and his family. Do you know why this is important? So that they don't make tyrannical legislations, right? So that they don't make something tyrannical that would apply to other people but not to them. So this is a very interesting principle to avoid tyranny. Now, what Hollywood is doing is not part of legislation. They're not passing laws, but they are trying to push for a culture. Like, they're trying to create a culture. And I think the same principle needs to be applied. Like, until you stop the culture you're creating, it should apply to you as well. You know, I'm not a hypocrite on this. I have my standards full on across the board.
I don't think you're a hypocrite, and I was just kind of like being passive aggressive in that post, saying like, hey, you fucking tribal hypocrites. And I wanted to see people, I wanted to get some feedback from people, and that might get a rise out of some of them to come and say, hey man, I'm not like that. Like, this is why I feel like this way. This is why I feel like this way. And I'm seeing what you have said to me, V, and I just want to say that, let me add on what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
That a principle should apply to everyone, even if I disagree with it, right? Even if I disagree with it, it should still apply to someone else. There's a lot of legislation that I disagree with. For instance, I disagree with the VAT tax. You know what I do? I still pay the VAT tax. And if I see someone not paying the VAT tax, of course, that is illegal, and I'm going to call him out on it, even though I disagree with the VAT tax, okay? First, we get rid of the principle, and in order to do that, maybe other people need to follow the law. Jesus, I went on a rant. But there, I hope I explain why I am full on the opinion that James Gunn should get fired, right? Not because of the jokes that he made. I don't give a shit. They're not offensive, whatever. They're creepy as fuck. But unless you have some evidence that he molested kids, I don't give a shit, right? And even if he molested kids, he should get into jail. He should be in prison. Like, getting fired is the last thing that I would worry about. If he is a criminal of that nature, he needs to be in prison. Like, who cares if he's fired or not?
As long as he gets
anyway,
a
right?
finish directing Guardians
the
3.
That I don't give a shit about the jokes. I'm not offended by what he said. No, he is a person that wants other people to be fired because of jokes. He hates people who are promoting freedom of speech like myself. Therefore, why the fuck would I help him? I am not the person who's trying to get him fired. I am not the person who championed for him to get fired. But at the same time, I'm not the person who has to help him when he fell into a hole that he himself has dug.
And yeah, I agree with you. I'd say like 90% of what you said in the response. A lot of my thoughts were left out. And yeah, I hope you see this if I actually edit it, because I had to pause a lot of times, and well, anyway.